No one can change our life for us. There is a belief that there is something, someone, some course, some system that will do it for us. And we live in that hope, and we're always looking for that person or that thing that can actually end the pain that we have, can resolve the situations that we have, in some way can make our lives the way we truly want them to be. Now, whereas it's true that people can assist us and support us, and there may be ways in which they can guide us, the change comes when we change. I hear people say, well, I'm waiting for something to happen, or I'm looking forward to the new, or I want the solution to my problem, whether it's my health problem, or my money problem, or my relationships problem, or my problem, or whatever I'm dwelling in. You know, the belief is that there's something out there that's going to fix it. And the news is, there isn't. Because what's going to change it is you. When we finally recognize that the switch is in us, we finally recognize that, having tried everything else and have trusted everything else. When we finally recognize the switch is in us, then all we need to do is turn the switch. Now, what I mean by this is, for example, we have a bicameral mind, the two sides of the brain. Therefore, we tend to see things as an internal and an external. We tend to see an in here and an out there. All right. And so we live in two worlds. We live in the world that's within us, and we live in the world that's without us. And we think they're different. And we see a me over here and a you over there. And we think we're different. Because this is the way the split mind functions. And it's okay to do that as long as you recognize that it is only split in order that we can see ourselves. In other words, there's no one to play with if there's just me in the universe. I create an over there for me so that I can play with you. I create an external reality so I have this life to lead. Whereas in actual fact, there is only the one reality. So by integrating the brain, bringing them together in harmony, what happens is the outside and the inside become the same. Now we have a clue. My outside world, or the life that I seem to have, is the world of my inside, the life that I've given myself. So if I don't like the way it is, I need to shift my inner reality. I need to shift the way I perceive my world. So it's down to me. It's down to me, and the way I shift it is with vision. With vision, we change our life. All of us can have vision. Now let me tell you the difference between vision and visualizing. Visualizing is seeing a picture. So I can see a picture of a house, a car, a place, a beach. I can see a picture of it. I can see a picture of two people in love. I can see a picture of it. That's visualizing. Visualizing is not a complete action. It's only part of it. Because in visualizing you can see the picture. Well, you can all see a picture. That's not difficult. Vision requires more. Vision is to live the picture. And to live the picture with faith. And to live the picture with faith and act according to the inspiration and intuition that we get. So let's go through that one. Vision transcends our usual way of doing things, which is bashing through. It's that sequential bashing ourselves and bashing on and trying to get to a goal and beat ourselves up on the way because we're not getting there. That is the way we've done it traditionally. This is the way we're trained to do it. This is the way the educational system works. This idea that we have to somehow dominate with the mind. Use the power of mind to dominate the forces. And by dominating the forces, you find yourself trapped. You find yourself held. You do not have the freedom, and you do not have the joy as when you use the way of consciousness, the way of love, which evokes vision. Man is taking a step from a mind-dominated, fear-based reality. I have to dominate the world to love me. I have to dominate the world to get the things I want. I have to dominate you to get you to do what I want. It's a power control system, and it's much admired by people. It's much admired in the business community, and it's much admired, and you get these power control people who think this is the way to do it. And to a certain extent, it's effective. But it's effective only in the mental domain. When we recognize there's another domain, then the power control system becomes less attractive. And we find that we can take a switch into the way of consciousness in which there is ease and joy, and where things become simple. Because in that shift, we have let go the belief that we are separate from one another and that we're separate from the universe. In the way of consciousness, there is the oneness. There's only one. So this is where the two hemispheres of the brain come together, in the oneness. Now, if there's only oneness, there's only one reality. And if there's only one reality, there's only one soul, one mind, one being, one body. There's only one life. Where is that life experienced? Where you are. So each of us experiences the one life from where we are. We are individual expressions of the oneness. We perceive ourselves as an individual, and at the same time, we are the oneness. Now, the practical part of this is, when you recognize the oneness, and that there's only one reality, that reality must be the reality that I'm creating. Or I'm accepting as having been created. And if I want it different, the only person who can change it is me, which is back to where I started. If there's something about my life I don't like, it is no good complaining about it and hoping someone is going to fix it for you. It is no good going around hoping that it's going to change. Living in illusion that something's going to happen whereby it's going to be different tomorrow. Because you get up tomorrow and guess what? It's just the same. Now, people went up into the Himalayas and they would sit there and they could disappear all of their so-called difficulties because you go into Samadhi and it's a wonderful space and everything's lovely and you feel the oneness and the joy and the peace and the perfection, and that's terrific, and then you come out of your meditation and nothing changed. The world is just the same. So there was nothing changed within. It was only an escape. We can escape the so-called reality that we perceive here, but it's an escape. It's not the transformation. If we wanted to be different here, then we must make the change. And we make the change by holding a vision of what we truly want. So if I truly want health, it is no good me worrying about my illness and going around trying to fix my illness, because I'm giving power to the illness. If I want a loving relationship, it is no good going on about how I haven't got one, because that creates not having one. Because we have given ourselves that gift. That is the illusion that we have created for ourselves. That becomes our reality. And the way that we change the vision is by seeing a different picture and by putting words to it that state that picture. So whatever it is that you want to shift in your life, and you all know what it is, it'll be in the realms of your health, it'll be in the realms of your money, it'll be in the realm of your relationships, and it'll be in the realms of your self-expression. Somewhere in there, I think we've covered them all. So you look at the things which you're sitting on, and you're feeling not so hot about, and you're wanting to change, and then create a picture of what it would be like if it were different, and move into that picture, and create words that evoke that picture. And a powerful way is with gratitude. So thank you for that wonderful relationship, this wonderful relationship I have. Thank you for the solution to all of my financial problems. Thank you for the holiday, and so on. Now this is an act of faith. It's creating a picture, living in it with faith. So you hold it up with faith. That's all. The universe handles the details. We may not know how to get there. If we knew how to get there, we would have done it. So we're reaching out and creating a new context for ourselves, which is the vision. A new possibility, a new opening. We did it. And when we create that new opening and hold it with faith, and keep holding it until it materializes, there's a moment when inside you know it's happening. And all of the dualistic statements, like I'm waiting for it to happen, become it's happening. Or I'm happening. See, we happen. That's the exciting thing. It's when we happen. It's not when something happens. That's not exciting. It's exciting when we happen. We come here to happen together. To move towards each other, to make shifts. To let go of things which we're using to hold us back. Once we create vision, everything that is in the way of that vision will come up. So everything becomes a part of that vision. So you may think that when you've created this vision, let's say of wellness, you have a health problem, so I have a vision of being really well, so I see myself well, and I'm aware of myself swimming, jumping up and down, dancing, whatever would be my expression of wellness. Everything against it would come up in consciousness in order for us to heal it. So don't worry if it seems to get worse or that more things seem to come up, because now they're part of the solution. To give you an example of this, I can take an obvious one, man on the moon. Now before Kennedy came along, man on the moon was an impossibility. The context was, it's impossible. So anything that anybody tried led to failure. It had to. because the context within which it was held, the vision within which the world held man on the moon, was it can't be done. So when a visionary came along, like Kennedy, and said, I'm not interested in what everybody believes, I'm creating a new context for action, a new vision. The new vision is man on the moon. Suddenly, it shifted the vision. The vision was now something entirely different. If you can see now, it's an opening rather than before we had a closing. So within man on the moon, everything about not being able to get there would come up, like we don't have the right fuel and we don't have the right this and the right that, and all the people who say it can't be done are all now part of the solution. Because the can't be done has stepped aside, so the can be done has moved in, and little by little 42 scientists resigned in NASA because it couldn't be done. So they stepped aside, and the ones that said, okay, we don't know how to do it, but we'll do it, took it, and the vision became a reality. Now, take that into your life. Are you living in a can't be done? Are you living in a this is impossible for me? Are you living in I'm never going to get what I want and I've been trying for 20 years? The reason being that I've got a context of it can't be done. Or it's impossible for me, or it shouldn't be for me, or it's wrong for me, or I've missed it, or whatever way I'm holding it, anything I try isn't going to work. No one loves me, no chance of relationship, none at all. Now that's a core belief that we may have. No one really loves me. We have to be very honest to tell the truth about statements like that. But if we have a no one really loves me, or there's something wrong with me, or I'm bad, I'm a sinner, then no chance of having the relationship you want. You change the vision, change the context to I'm a loving human being and I'm the perfect person for my ideal partner, suddenly a whole new opening. But within that, all sorts of things may happen. Like people may come towards you who seem not to be the right person. But we don't toss them out because they're part of the solution. Through them, or through your relationship with them, you move to what's next. They may know someone, or they may help you heal something in you that prepares you for what's next for you. The new vision leads you. So it's leadership through vision. We all become leaders. We are the new way. More and more, it is down to us as individuals to create the way, not to wait for someone to do it for us. Historically, we waited for someone to do it for us. We waited for some great teacher or some great scientist or great medical man to come up with the answer to your health problem. Now we're awakening to the fact that no one is going to create the pill that's going to heal you. You're the pill that's going to heal you. No one else. We have that infinite ability to do things that we haven't even dreamt of yet. When we dream of it, we'll also have the power to do that. It's when something becomes seeable, it becomes achievable. So if you can hold a vision of the possibility of it, it is possible, even if no one's done it yet. This is the visionary quality that is called for. We are now at a very exciting time in history when we're truly wakening up to a possibility in man that has never been here before. And the world is pushing us and saying, come on, wake up. You know, this isn't a terrible time, this is a wonderful time. And you are happening. And together we can happen in a way that has never happened before. Man is a transitional being. He's on the way to something greater. You and I are on the way to something greater. We are part of the experiment. Now, if we play our part in that, we will find that we move very quickly. And all of the things we call our so-called difficulties and problems are all part of the movement if we live in the new vision. So if we live in the vision of a world, if you like, whatever your vision would be, free of hunger, free of war, immortal, whatever world that you wish, you're part of the solution. There are some wonderful visions that we can take on. Prosperity is a vision. Prosperity says there's plenty for everyone. Now, I can see a picture of plenty for everyone. All 6 billion people on the planet, there's plenty. There's plenty of room, there's plenty of food, there's plenty of opportunities to express themselves, there's plenty of opportunities to have the relationships they want, there is plenty of money for them to live a quality life. I can see that, and I'm sure you can see that. Now, if you join that vision, you become part of the vision, and you find that your contribution becomes part of the solution. So we become visionaries. Not our petty little things that we've been concerning ourselves with. Move into something bigger. Move into something that really matters to you. Now, something else may matter to you, because you may have a personal situation, like you may be a sufferer from a particular disease, or you may have a certain situation in the family that you would like to see the world free of. Now, that may be your personal vision, to support and assist people in being free of that. So each of us has a much bigger vision than we often allow ourselves. And as we allow ourselves to grow into something bigger, then we find our lives begin to lift off in that direction. And people join the vision. So, my invitation to you is always join the vision. Become part of what we're doing. And bring people along, like people are coming along. It's good to see. To join the vision, not because I'm special, but because I hold a vision which I invite you to be a part of. And it offers happiness, and it offers joy, and it offers prosperity. Not that I know how you're going to get there. You know how you're going to get there, because you have your interests, and you have your particular skills, and you have your personal genius, which is now opening, because you have the vision of your genius opening, and that you live truly the life that you came here to live. We're often so small with ourselves. We see ourselves sort of somehow staggering through life and ending up in a 6-foot box. That's life. If I get to the end without blotting my copybook, or without, sort of keeling over in the gutter too many times, then that's okay. But is that a life worth living? Is it worth it for that? Is that our fullest expression? Is that what we're really up to? Or is there something more? Would we not like the world to hear us, to see us, to get our gifts? Whatever your world is, whether your world is your community or the world, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be global, but actually, since we're all one another, everything we do is global. Every action we take affects everybody. You cannot take an action that doesn't at some level move the world. We can see it. When a number of people take a certain action, it really shakes the world. So each of us is that key. And only we can flip the switch. So, as I say, if you have a low moment, or a moment when you're feeling in the doldrums, look to see what it is that is holding you there. What is the belief? And turn it into something that is an opening, a new vision for you, and move in that direction. So I'm feeling lousy today becomes I'm feeling great. Go and feel great a lot. I know, you see, we think that if I'm not feeling great, something should happen whereby I should feel great. I mean, there's someone who's going to come and make me feel great. Or if I'm feeling unloved, someone's going to come along and do something to me and I'm going to feel loved. But if I'm feeling unloved, it's because I'm not loving myself. So anybody who comes along may shine a bit of love on me, but after a time, if they go away, I'll go back to feeling unloved. Or I won't really trust their love, because it'll feel, yes, but they can't really know me. So I can't receive their love. Everything comes back to us. Everything comes back to the healing of that dual mind. No one loves me, I don't love me. My life isn't working, I'm not creating the life that I want for myself. I get back into my creativity. I create the life that I want for myself, and I invite people to support that life. Yes, we need the support of each other. That's why we're here. We need the energy and the love of each other, because soul seeks itself. We seek ourselves. We seek each other. Not the personality, not the problem, but the being of each other. We seek. Because that is nourishment for us. You are nourishment for me. Just you. I don't need to know your history. I don't need to know what's bothering you at the moment. Just to feel you and to know you are here is nourishment for me. Because I know you as an energy being. I know you as the expression of love. I know you as divinity in form. And I choose to see that in you and to receive that in you. And that is nourishing for me. We are each other's life. I am your life. You may not know it yet, but I am your life. And you are my life. And the more we recognize that in each other and drop all the other stuff, the competition and the judgment and the I'm better than, less than, all that stuff, we just become equal, loving, supporting beings, acknowledging that at the essence level we are each other. Then things really happen. And it can happen here tonight, and is happening here tonight. That something that you truly want to change in you, you can let go of here because it's safe. Something you're holding on to, something that you're judging someone for, some relationship where you don't feel entirely loving and comfortable with someone. You can make the shift here tonight to return to unconditional love. Some health condition which you're holding on to, you could let it go and know that our bodies are electric bodies powered with love, and that it's just we're stopping the love flow to that part of the body for some reason, and we can allow it to flow again. As we surrender ourselves and let ourselves be here in this energy and recognize the one heart. We all need a heart to surrender to. If we can truly surrender to a universal heart, we would be free of everything and we could live truly. So that universal heart is here. You can surrender. This heart represents the universal heart. You can surrender to it. You can let go. And you will be nurtured and lifted. And we all become the one heart. When hearts touch, all all the separation, all the pain, all the things that we've been struggling with disappear. We have that intimacy that we always wanted, one another. Being to being, coming together as the one body, which is the final solution. Until there is the one body on the planet, we will not move on. So I am also holding the vision of the one body. The one flesh. The ending of the separation from one another. Not the bonding together with an ideology or with a system or religion. This is not a coming together. This is an external domination, a mental domination with some mental system that holds. No, we come together as a gift to each other, out of love for each other, for no other reason. And in that we have our total freedom, because nothing is expected. It's just the giving and receiving of each other. And as we give and receive of each other, then we give and receive of each other's gifts and talents. And we have a wonderful array of wonderful gifts and talents to share with one another. So our lives become an adventure that we would not have had if we continued in our isolation. And we tend to think, well, okay, well that's great, so I'll go and give myself somewhere else. And I've got that group over there to give myself to. Or I'll look for the perfect group, or the perfect person to give myself to. I mean, there must be a perfect person. You're clearly not it. You don't look right. My vision, someone who looked a bit like Jesus or Buddha or, whoever it was, I'll give myself to that person. Again, avoidance, because we are all the one. So it's the act of giving that counts. That's all. And if we're always looking for the right group of people, then we're always looking. This becomes the right group of people the moment you say so. The moment you say, you're my way, it's with you. That your perfect way will open for you. You see, you're free. No one holding you. Only the sharing of hearts. So I say you're the perfect people for me. Couldn't think of a more perfect group of people. You're the ones I want to move with.